They said it was impossible. They said,
you can't put together the most elite team of comic book reviewers on the planet and do, a podcast or something like that?
Despite all that, today we can proudly announce. Yeah, they were right. We couldn't do it. So instead, we brought you the most vile, ignorant, unprofessional group of comic book enthusiasts we could find. This is Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic podcast.
All right, welcome everyone to Panel to Panel, the Game Rage comic book podcast. My name is Josh. I'm here today with good buddy Adam.
Yeah.
And today we're going to be talking about Daredevil number 9 from 2019.
Fuck, man. At this point, I just hate to fucking say it. We're just trying to get across the finish line to get to Marco Cicchetto's art because this shit is horrendous.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. Whoever's the artist for these last 4 or 5 issues, it's fucking killing me.
Yeah, it's visual aids, man. It is fucking terrible. And it's really making these things difficult to read. So, anyway, yeah.
That's with the story being good.
Yeah, the story's good, but it really does prove that a shitty art story can really turn people off.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, if I was just reading this for fun, I would have checked out by now. And I would not have stuck around.
No, I wouldn't have either.
So, but we're doing this for business, and we know that, the next guy's coming back. You don't even know if that guy's coming back before if you're reading this as it's coming out. You have no idea if that dude's ever coming back.
No, he will, because I think that's how they sell it. Like when they pitch a book, is that it's going to be these guys, and maybe there's a fucking fill-in artist every once in a while. But fuck, those times where this feels like an eternity from when this bullshit started. The new artist now.
When did this new artist come in? Like 4? How many issues has it been? 4 or 5 episodes?
I think it's been 4 or 5.
Fuck,
but
man,
I hope 10 is the last one because I actually don't even remember.
Oh God, I hope you're right.
Yeah. Well, anyways, let's get to it.
All right. Before we get there, go to GameRageMagazine.com. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine. Twitter/X Game Rage Mag. YouTube Game Rage Magazine. Adam's at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram, and you can go listen to the All Gas No Trash podcast. Also, if you like anime, if you like comics, you probably like anime and or manga, you can go listen to the Anime Syndicate podcast, and you can follow Frank along over there at anime_syndicate_podcast on Instagram. All right, let me bring this back up to this let me bring up the visual aids, if you will.
Yeah.
That was funny. Well, fuck, that's too zoomed in. God damn it. All right. There we go. Well, whatever. Fuck it. Good enough. Daredevil. No Devils, Only God, Part 4. Ugh. It's the shading, too, man. This shading is...
It's cross-hatching.
Yeah. Also, I know I'm going to be an asshole. I understand why there's a peg here, okay? But we can see over 50% of this piece that's already been removed. Why is there no peg on it? Why the fuck did they forget that?
You know what the best part is? The board doesn't even have fucking holes in it.
Oh shit, you're right. The board doesn't even have holes in it. So this literally makes no fucking sense now.
I don't know, man. It's like the artist forgot, like, I need to show this visual for this part of the story, but completely forgot the small detail.
Because I have seen this be a thing where they have pegs in the things. Because if you're playing outside, because a lot of people play at the park with chess. We're talking about chess if you're looking at the issue with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so when it gets windy, the pieces don't blow away.
Yeah.
But it's like, you gotta fucking do it right. You can't literally just half-ass the shit. Oh my God. And then look at this. Look at this. The next couple panels over, they put the holes in.
Yeah.
So now it's even worse because
he remembered.
Yeah.
Like,
but why wouldn't you just go back and just draw? Unless he didn't know how to draw it at this angle, maybe. But
I think he phoned it and he's like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I'm good enough. But anyways, he's sitting here. Old Matt Murdock is sitting here at the park playing fucking chess.
With Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic.
Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic.
I actually really like this conversation.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about whether Reed Richards believes in God because he's a man of fucking science.
Right, yeah.
But I don't remember the bulk of the conversation. So we're just going to have to somewhat paraphrase here because my memory's a little bit hazy on what the finer details of the conversation were.
Right, yeah. Basically, they were talking about, like, he was saying, like, it's Matt Murdock was just saying, hey, it's nice to do something normal, basically. And fucking Reed tells him, like, yeah, man, you're not really normal, buddy. Like, last time, before I was gone, you were mayor, and then you got hit by a truck, which made you stop being mayor. And he's like, Murdoch says basically, like, I quit my legal career and I had this accident, and since then I felt like things have been normal, but now my free time I've been doing way too much thinking. Like, I've been doing too much shit. And Reed tells him, like, hey, you know what? Maybe it's good for you. Maybe that's good. And he basically tells him, like, maybe for you that's good, but for me that's not so much. But either way. I called you out here because I kind of wanted to pick your brain a little bit and see ask some questions. And so he's just he's not gaslighting him, but he's like sucking him off a little bit, saying, no, you're the smartest guy I know. My question is, what do you think about God, like you said? And he goes, what the fuck? He's like, oh, okay, where is this coming from? And he basically just goes on to explain how he's been a Catholic for, basically his whole life. And he's like struggling with the fact that there are these rules. The rules are like an essential part of Catholicism, and basically rules are the whole reason that he exists, essentially, is like following the rules and like figuring them out so you can live life better. And it's like, it goes back to like the 10 Commandments type shit he's getting into, like, don't hurt others, help people, that kind of stuff. And he's just like, I don't know what's God's plan, man. And this is one thing that I just hate about religious people. It's always you always can blame it on the plan. That's why I think people are religious, because you can just blame it on some other thing. Well, I guess it's not God's plan. No, maybe you just made a shitty decision.
It's like the blanket statement for everything. It's like without actually putting any forethought or even thought in general about what could have provoked it or what could have prevented something from happening. It's like, oh no, Sandy Hook, those kids fucking dying, part of God's plan.
Yep, it's all God's plan.
That person that got assassinated from the Trump rally.
Oh, God's plan.
That's God's plan.
Yeah, it's God's plan.
Drew it up. So you let a fucking the father of a daughter or some kid that this person had. Yeah, it was all written up.
Yeah, that's a shitty ass plan though.
Because that person has to go through that experience for the rest of their life of not having their fucking father, because Trump is alive. I don't fucking know.
Basically, he's just questioning everything, and he's like, this seems all like fucking complete random shit happening. Doesn't seem like there's a plan here. So he's like, I'm asking you, like, hey, do you think there's a God? And he tells him, well, as you know, I'm a man of science. And science has taken me to places I could never have imagined. Basically, he's talking about, these cosmic beings. And
like Galactus, the fucking world eater, which fucking Bray Wyatt stole. If you want to listen to the Game Rage Wrestling podcast, I don't know. I think we probably talked about Bray Wyatt numerous with the Wyatt Six and bullshit, but yeah.
So basically, he's telling him, like, man, I've been through the lands of death. I've been through the afterlife, essentially. And I can't say yes, but I haven't discovered one absolute thing that created all. So like your God, no, I haven't found that one yet, basically. But I can't say no, because my experience has led me to believe that I know there is life beyond this one, and that really anything's possible. So yes, your God could exist out there somewhere. I just didn't find him yet, or we just haven't found him yet. And he's like, well, so you're agnostic? And he's like, I guess so. Scientist is probably the right term, I guess. And he's like, I believe that there may be a God. I don't expect that there would be one laying out like a textbook of rules for people. And that I don't think that one religion could be the right one, essentially. And maybe we have this natural sense of right and wrong. Maybe we would hopefully use that to have our morals and ethics to make our own religions and laws. But he's like, I don't know. I'm just talking here, buddy. Like, it could be anything. And obviously saying it's hard to reconcile suffering, right? And that's true. Beings created just to fucking experience suffering, which is... It's like the fucking Mr. Meeseeks thing. Existence is pain for Meeseeks. Existence is pain for humans. That's basically what it is. why would we be created just to suffer? I mean, that's the fucked up part is being created with an eventual end date, like knowing we are going to eventually end one day, like, and being cognizant of that.
And being thankful for it. Oh, thank you for creating me, creator. And knowing that there's an expiration date. Oh, what, yeah. Why even create an expiration date?
Right, exactly. Like, I mean, animals. Like, let's talk about Monkey, all right? Monkey doesn't know that he's gonna die one day of old age. Monkey has no fucking concept of death.
He's worried about fucking, eating, and then fleeing crap at other monkeys.
Yeah, and that's a great life. I wish we would fucking be able to just do that. Fucking, fighting, and fucking food. That's the 3 Fs, all right? That's all we need. Like, that's all we need. Fuck, man.
Humanity is a mistake. I love comic books. I want to go back to Monkey though.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. It'd be much easier. So he goes. So Murdoch says like, well, I think that's why he created you, the world's smartest man, and you're like his right hand and whatever. And you know, what would life be without actions and choices? Without someone giving us all something to overcome, right? But like that question that he asks. That's directly contradictory to there being a plan. If we have choices, then there is no plan. There can't be a plan, but then, we have quote unquote choices. It's either there is a plan and things are all predestined, or...
And there's like the illusion of choice.
Right, that's what it is. It's the illusion of choice that things are all predestined, or there is no plan and everything is just random and based on our choices.
Yeah, which is also asinine about religion itself, because if everything's predestined, then from birth, somebody that's a serial killer has no other path to life. So therefore, why even bother trying to find any other path if you're just going to end up being a serial killer from birth? Like that's something that's put on you.
Yeah,
without your choice.
Yeah, and what's funny is what he says here is kind of it's pretty true. It's are you just reading? Is your faith based on the interpreted word of God, which is what was written in these books that there's multiple variations of? It was translated in hundreds of, I mean, he's not saying this, but, you know, it's translated in hundreds of different languages over centuries, millennia even. Or is it what God has personally taught you? Mm-hmm. What is your faith in? And basically he checkmates him right after that. So we don't even get an answer right away.
Yeah.
So he checkmates him, and then we still don't get an answer because that's it. It's just checkmate. But I do think that's a great question. Is your faith based on this interpreted word of God that was given to man? And obviously man is fallible. So like, could man have fucked up the interpretation?
Yeah.
Or is it what God has talked to you personally about?
I do think it's strange already to begin with that across like primitive civilizations that had no means of being in the same place at the same time, like for all these people to converge at one point, that they all believe in a higher being, like that's very fucking strange. And then also the pyramids, like I don't fucking understand that. Mesoamerican pyramids, and then
Egyptian.
What the fuck is that?
And then there's there's Asian Chinese pyramids. Like pyramids existed throughout the whole world in civilizations that never fucking met each other. So it is very strange. It does make you wonder. So I don't know. But anyways, so here we go back to the even shittier artistry. I also don't like this fucking shading, man, on his face. Like
his 5 o'clock shadow.
It's very ass, and then it looks like he has a suntan, but then like it fucked off and went down. Like it for some reason, like I know they're trying to portray the lights above him,
yeah.
But like that is terrible. That is just AIDS.
Dude, check out the face on the top right panel.
This looks like a meme. That looks like a fucking meme face. Oh my God. And then he just has 2 little dots and a nostril. Like that's all he's got.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
So this bullshit
go ahead.
Is just Matt Murdock going on lunch or some bullshit. He's like, oh, I didn't know you knew the Fantastic Four. Yeah, and she's like, and Matt Murdock's like, yeah, they were my first clients. No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. NBD.
Yeah.
Wow, Mr. Murdoch fucking living the life basically. And he's like, yeah, once upon a time. And he's like, I lied. Immediately, I lied. I like how he went on this whole fucking diatribe about God and like everything, and then immediately, I lied. Like,
such a fucking
Catholic, man.
Yeah,
like just lying out, a hypocrite out the ass.
Yeah, but trying to be a virtuous asshole, but not even following through on his own words.
Yeah.
Or beliefs, rather.
Yeah, and then here we have the
old
seemingly
Mindy.
drawn pregnant Mindy.
Mindy Libris.
Showing up saying, hey, can I buy you a drink, Playboy? And so they go. God, this whole scene is just disgusting, man. I can't even fucking.
The fact that Matt Murdock is even entertaining, like just being around this woman, even after the fact that she knows she's in the crime family, like what?
And she's married, and like, come on, man. Like, Murdoch, what is fucking wrong with you? But I feel like this whole scene, this panel where they're sitting in this bar and all these other people around, you know those fucking mirrors at the carnival where they like everything looks skewed to the left and to the right? That's what this fucking looks like to me. Like, they drew it with things like, like it's kind of all fucking weird. And maybe that's what they were going for. I can justify post haste being like, maybe they were going for that because they're at a bar and everybody's drunk. I think that's me just reading into it too much. I think they just can't draw. I think that's what it is.
They can't draw, dude. There's no other way to put it.
So basically they go out to this fucking bar and it's fucking happy hour and he's just like, oh, hey, my bad. I haven't returned your messages, but basically since you fucking set me up, like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're playing at, but I don't want to be part of it. I'm not down. And he said, also, you almost got me killed, so thanks, bitch. And she says, yeah, I know you're mad, and I'm sorry, but, I just wanted to push this dude's buttons. Like, he's talking all this shit, and,
she's trying to move away from the crime family, and so that they could just live a fucking normal life, but he keeps getting pulled back into the mobster lifestyle. And she's like, I tried corralling you to scare the fucking family members so that we can just move away from the shit, but apparently they can't fucking move on. I'm the only one that's trying to leave, or rather, to live a normal life for their daughter and just for their family in general.
And basically she's just saying, like, now that we had this attack, we're never fucking safe. We're doubly not safe. And he's like, why don't you just leave? And she's like, because I love him, or at least I think I love him. Oh, God, here we fucking go.
She clearly knows that this relationship isn't working, but whatever.
I don't get this fucking character right here. I just don't get it. Basically, they got the bookstore, and she's talking about how Izzy always wanted them to work the bookstore, wanted them to be dealing with the public. She told them, like, hey, it's important. If we're going to be crime in this neighborhood, we got to know everybody, all right? Primarily, I think so we don't get snitching on. Like, we got to be cool with everybody, so that way no one's snitching. And then she's like, basically, after we got married, I took over the shop and he went to go do the other stuff. And, he's like, yeah, she's like, of course I knew about the business and kept my fucking head in the sand like an ostrich. And now I'm in too deep, basically.
The worst part is he's showing sympathy towards her, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
This right here, this fucking reaching out and touching her hand, I'm not in favor of this. And then God has blessed me and the blessings, it says. And then now we're back to fucking church.
Fuck this guy.
I will say, this takes place in church way too much, all right?
He's Catholic. What else do you want?
But like, I get it. I get it. He doesn't need to go to church every fucking issue, all right? I think every issue he's been to church. I think I know the inside of this church better than I know my own house, all right? Because I've seen it so much now. But anyways, basically, he's going on again about how, should I get back into doing Daredeviling? Like, he's asking God.
Daredevil.
Yeah, should I go do some Daredeviling, God? Like, what do you think, man? Give me a sign or something. And he's asking the nun, like, how do I know if God sends a sign? And then she's like, listen, I don't know. What the fuck am I supposed to know?
Nun. What do you want me to say?
I'm like the lowest ranked person here. What the fuck do you think I know? And then she basically says, oh, well, sometimes God has given me small signs, like doors cracked open slightly where I could just manage to see the light on the other side of them. One of those doors was the church. I was as low as I'd ever been, and God showed me this place at the moment when I needed. Or there was just a difference in pressure between the inside and the outside of the building, and it cracked the door open.
Confirmation bias.
Yeah, exactly. And she says, you say you can help people, but to do so would be a sin? Like, I don't know. Not really. Like, she's like, I don't know you, man, but whatever. But God knows you, and He knows the inside of your heart. So you're clearly smart, but maybe this is a test. Like, you use the tools He gave you to find a new way. And he's like, I'm sorry. I just what's going on over there? What are these assholes doing? And there's a couple nuns in the corner crying or, I don't know, choking. I can't tell what the fuck's happening here. Either she's choking this bitch out or they're fucking crying. I don't know.
It basically draws her attention. She's like, all right, go do your bidding or whatever the fuck it is you do as a lawyer. And I got to go attend to these matters, these Catholic matters.
Yeah, basically. And this young kid ran away, and Sister Caitlin, this one sister knew him, and basically they've been looking for him, but the kid fell into trouble with some people, and she's like, oh, I should see how things are going. And she tells him, I hope you receive your sign. Oh, here it is. That's going to be his sign, that God telling him he needs to go save this kid to do some more daredeviling.
Yep, it was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, well, shit. I guess we'll find out in the next couple pages.
And what's funny is we cut back to Cole North, who looks like he's got fucking jaundice.
Yeah.
Fucking his eyes are yellow as fuck, and he looks like he hasn't slept in like a week and a half. And he's looking at the map of all the like Spider-Man sightings, and then he literally, he's staring at it, it shows him, and then it turns into a web, which is pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
And so then now this guy comes in and says, he basically says they brought some guy in on a B&E. This guy says he knows where Spider-Man hangs out. He wants to make a deal.
This is fucked up.
Yeah, and so he's like, oh, okay. He's like, it's probably bullshit, but I just figured you want to go talk to him. He's in room 3, so he says, all right. So he goes in there and he says, I'm Detective Cole North. How do you? And then he's like, what the fuck? And he opens it up, and this dude's in a fucking hood, and he's fucking basically looks like the CIA just fucking found him in Afghanistan. And he's fucking getting tortured. And he's like, what the fuck? And he's like, Higgins, who did this?
His partner.
His partner Higgins. And he's like, Cole, is that you? And he's like, run, get out of here. And they're like, we can't kill you. I mean, we can, but man.
It's a fucking mutiny within the police department.
Yep. The piggies are going against their own. And he says, the owl clearly likes you, even though you make life shit for those of us working for him. And even those who aren't. But our friends lost their lives thanks to you, the cops are telling him. And they're telling him this through the intercom, through like the double mirrored door.
Yeah.
And he says, and then they go, oh, well, not before they delivered a hell of a beating, but that didn't stop you. You even ratted out who did it. You ratted out dead cops. Man, there ain't no fucking rest for the wicked on this shit. And they're just like, we can keep beating you, but what's the point? You don't learn, you don't care about yourself, but maybe you care about others. And then they're saying this as we're going back to Daredevil, who is walking in the air. Like, he is literally walking in the air. Like, there's like, what the fuck, man? I can't. If you know that you can't draw this, just don't draw it. Draw it from another angle. You don't need to show it from this fucking downward angle where you can't. You're not. I just don't get this. And then it goes back to Cole, and the cops are telling him, your partner, there may be someone back home in Chicago. I don't know. Here's the deal: we're gonna kill them all. Your friends, your family. You smile at a cashier, killing them. You want to stop that? Go home. Get the fuck out of here. Don't come back. And there goes Daredevil fucking falling down the stairs because he was walking in air, apparently.
So he's capable of doing... Well, actually, maybe I don't know too much. I'm not too well-versed in Daredevil, but I don't know if rain just plays a significant role in him operating in the world with his radar vision, if that just obscures him. I don't fucking know, but yeah.
So then he's hearing, if you've seen him... And they say his name's Leonard, and this is the dad basically out there. And Daredevil's sitting here listening, saying, since my son's missing since Tuesday, and he's hearing everybody talking basically like around him, and he's just there, and then he hears, for fuck's sake, Lilo, and then that's when his eye opens up, and he's just like, what? And you just see these, some 2 dudes sitting on a couch, and they're basically saying, look, I don't want to go do this, and... so whoever's this unnamed figure is like with clearly broken fingers is fucking literally saying, where do you think we're gonna get the money, huh? Texas is a long way away. And we're gonna ransom you to your fucking dad, buddy. That's what we're gonna do. And it's like, bro, he doesn't have a lot of money. Like, it's not gonna do anything. And they're like, oh, you wanna fuck with it? You wanna run with us? Then we're doing it my way. Fuck your dad. And he's like, okay, all right, I'll go to the store, man. You want anything? No, you're fucking not going. And he tells him, hey, keep an eye on this kid. So this is obviously the kid who's fucking missing.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Yeah, so then real quick, to summarize this whole scene, these guys are trying to figure out what's going on. Like, there's some ramblings or some rumblings about somewhere in the area, and then they find fucking some version of Matt Murdock. I don't even know if this is like somewhere between his civilian life and Daredevil, but he puts a do-rag over his eyes or some bullshit, and now he's just gonna handle business, and he just whoops everybody's ass, and then he basically recommends for the little boy, he's like, your father's looking for you, little dipshit. You need to go home. And him doing the right thing, or seemingly doing the fucking right. Then he does the Vulcan death grip on one of the fucking guys. One of the panels. And then where does this motherfucker end up? He's walking through the streets, just whooped a bunch of ass. Now he's injured. Goes to the Libris bookstore. And she's like, "Oh my god, I'm fucked up, man. I just got my ass whooped. I just kicked all these people's asses, and oh my god." And then she's like, "Oh my god, Matt Murdock, what happened to you? You look so..." And then he fucking bangs her,
now
dude.
they're fucking... Look at this fucking...
That toe.
That toe, man. That is... What the fuck is going on here?
Oh my god. If this thing already didn't spell trouble when he touched her hand at the bar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Straight... Total, if you loved your husband so much, why are you fucking this dude?
Yeah, exactly. And then look at this. They continued with the shittily drawn toes.
Yeah.
Like they didn't. And then it goes in there right at the end here as it's like panning away and showing the sign of the doors closing, and it says adventure, thrills, romance, chills, all in a good book. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then that's how it ends. Next issue, we get this fucking Daredevil like silhouette.
I hope this is the end. I
hope
swear
this
to
is
God.
the last one. I swear to God, I hope this is it.
Yeah, so basically, Cole North is in a fucking jam because there's a mutiny in the police department.
Yeah.
Daredevil got some fucking middle life pussy married woman who's part of the crime family because he couldn't help it. His dick was thinking above his brain. And
Oh yeah, bad.
Fucking A, dude.
This is gonna end poorly for him. I hope Daredevil gets killed at the end of this. I hope this branches into another multiverse.
I love how faithful that woman is by fucking Daredevil.
Yeah, that
shows up at the right time for him to get some
strange.
Yeah.
That's terrible. This book is terrible. I mean, the story's fine, but the fucking art, I can't even, man.
Yeah, get me out of here.
All right. Anyways, go to GameRageMagazine.com. Stay tuned for the next episode where we're going to review, hopefully, the final issue of Daredevil with the shitty artist. And then also, right now, you can hear, don't worry, you can cleanse your palate by going to listen to the Immortal Hulk #9 after this, all right?
Oh, yeah, a fucking banger of an issue.
Oh, yeah, banger of an issue. Anyways, go to GameRageMagazine.com. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag, YouTube Game Rage Magazine. Go follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram, and you can go listen to the All Gas No Trash podcast. If you like anime, you can go follow Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast on Instagram. And you can also go listen to the Anime Syndicate podcast. Anyway, that does it for us. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
That was Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic book podcast. Thanks for listening. If you want to know more and follow along, go to Instagram and TikTok. Follow at Game Rage Magazine. If you want to follow on Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Tune in next time.